Hey SOW community, this is Zalon coming back at you with another SOW video. And in this video, it's going to be all about Mirian farming. It's been something that I've been asked a bunch of different times about, so I'm putting it out there. This is all the different ways that you can get Mirian in the game that I have come across so far. This is going to be a guide on showing you some of the best ways to get the most Mirian for the energy that you have, being that that is the big deterrent to being able to get as much Mirian as possible. Alright, so first thing we're going to start with is going to be the campaign levels. What I have listed here is some minus Morgul and some Uden, and then also some hard levels as well, listed as well. So we have the Mirian for each one, and also how much energy it takes. And then the third number on the far right is how much energy per how much Mirian per energy that you're getting. So as you see, it does make you do seem to get a little bit more Mirian on the normal levels in minus Morgul than you do on the hard for how much energy you're spending. But then when you go to in 8.1, which is in Uden, it kind of changes a little bit, where you're getting a little bit more from the harder missions. And then again, at 14.1, which is actually the very top of Uden, for the Overlord fight, the amount of energy changes for some reason. So then it does make it so that I'm sorry, you get more Mirian, not energy. Energy stays the same. So it does give you a little bit more of a boost on that level at 14.1, but that is still in Uden. Now, I did get to a level 15.1, which is in Gorgoroth, and in that one, it does give out a high amount as well, 5 Mirian per energy used. So as you continue to some of the higher levels, you will see that you will be getting more Mirian per energy that you're using. So it is best as possible to get as far as possible in the campaign levels, so you can benefit from that. Also, the nemesis battles are a little bit more Mirian for the areas that you're in, although the breakdown is a little bit different as well that I have come across, because it looks like normal battles give you a little bit more Mirian for the energy that you're using. So it's interesting that these numbers break down like this, because if you're doing more normal nemesis battles, you're going to be, on a regular basis, you're just going to be getting a little bit more Mirian. This is a long-term game, so just so you know, these are the benefits of some of the different breakdowns of Mirian to energy. Alright, so the next thing we're going to is Spoils of War. You have the opportunity of getting it 6 times a day, because every 4 hours you have the opportunity to pull Spoils of War for free. So a lot of these things are for free-to-play players. Everything up until the very end, I have one thing for VIP at the very end, but everything up until then is all for everybody. So the Spoils of War, being that it's 6 times a day, at the very bottom of the list of rewards possible, is the 1 to 1,000. I mean 100 to 1,000 Mirian. So I have gotten the 1,000 Mirian, I think maybe once or twice so far, and I've only played for about 27 days, 28 days, I think, right around now. So with that, I mean, I have gotten some of the lower Mirian as well, like 500 or 100, which is a little more disappointing. But it is a possibility. So on a daily basis, make sure you're always getting your Spoils of War. Donations are the next one. You do get 15 Mirian per item you donate. Okay, just it doesn't matter which item you donate. So that's the thing. If you're donating items that are worth more than 15, you are losing out a little bit. You only can donate 1 item per request when you go down the list, and you can only request once every 8 hours. So that is another thing. When you're requesting items, you can only do it every 8 hours, so only 3 times a day per person. But when you have 30 people in an alliance, when you have 29 times 15, see, I'm a big math guy. 29 times 15 is 435, then times 3, because it's 3 times a day. You couldn't get up to 1305 Mirian per day by just doing donations. The thing is, though, you have to have all 29 other members donating every 8 hours. And also at the same time, you actually have to have the items that they're asking for. So that's another stipulation, because not all the time will you actually even have the items that they're looking for. So, Warlords is the next one. On Wednesdays, or for 50 gems, you can do Ushak Goldfang's Warlord. Okay? And 2 attempts, of course. And I have the stage breakdowns right here on the right-hand side. So as you can see, it pretty much tops out at about 450 at stage 10, but that's still level 65 is required. So that is something that comes around on the weekly. Or if you just need extra Mirian, I mean, you can spend the 50 gems, I guess, but, you know, it's not... That's why it's 50 compared to, I think, all the other ones are 100, so it's just a little bit less expensive Daily Warlord to be able to do if you would like to. And then we also have on Sundays, or for 100 gems, we have Gothmog the Greedy. There's double Mirian, which means there's a lot more Mirian on the table than the previous one. So as you see here, it tops out at stage 10 with a 900 Mirian. Level 65 is also required. So as you can see how far I've gotten on these guys. But that is how much the power rating and the how much Mirian and experience you get from those stages. Here we have Orc Jobs. Orc Jobs, the first one that has Mirian involved with it is Skirmish. It's every 5 minutes. Here's the breakdown on it. These Orc Jobs that involve Mirian, I do all the other Orc Jobs personally. If you watched my Orc Strategy videos, you know that I do the other Orc Jobs that actually are a lot longer than this, give a lot more honor out for them, and they actually work out a bit better. I personally do not do the Mirian ones, but I want to put these in here because these are also an option. But when you do Orc Jobs, you do run the risk of losing your orcs. So for the amount that you can gain by putting in, as you can see, the higher power levels will allow you to get more Mirian out of it, but that is a lot of risk for not so much Mirian. The second Orc Job is the Treasures of Mordor, which is actually a medium risk at 4 hours. This one is about the same when it comes down to running medium risk. Even more of a chance for you to lose your orcs, and the amount of Mirian you get out of it, again, is a lot more substantial, but that risk is pretty high, and you would have to have a decent amount of resurrection tokens to be able to bring those certain orcs back. So I don't really recommend it. So here we have selling extra inventory. This is a big one. Your inventory fills up with a lot of lower level inscriptions and runes. So in that case, sometimes you want to get rid of them. You can sell some of them for Mirian. Here's the breakdown inscriptions. You get 8 for white, 10 for green, 12 for blue, 14 for purple. So again, those numbers are all under 15, which means all inscriptions, when you donate them, you get the 15 is better than selling. So there's a lot of things in that case that are better for you. For runes, you got 11 green, 12 for blue, and 14 for purple. Same case, under 15. And then for the tomes, which there's a lot of tomes for different classes. But the base ones for like the experience scroll, you can sell it for 1. That's for 50 XP. I wouldn't recommend that. I would keep all experience scrolls and use them. But that is the option. You can sell them. Barrel of Grog is actually 18. Reason why I mentioned that is because it's over the 15 limit. All other different grog that you have for your orcs is under that. You can sell those that grog, or I'm sorry, donate it and still make more. But the barrels of grog just so happen to be above that donation limit, so it does make more sense to keep it. Specific class scrolls and grog, you really shouldn't sell it really at all. Those are the ones where the grog cups that have the symbols on them for the different classes of orcs. They're all above 15 for donations, so it's probably not good to donate them or sell them either way. Same thing with the specific class scroll, not scrolls, but they're like the different books. There's a couple different ones for each of the different classes. Don't sell those either, or you can donate them, but you will lose out on the Mirian for donating them, just so you know. One more thing that I almost forgot to mention is the ability to purchase Mirian with gemstones. And I do have the breakdown here of how that is all done. It does cost 300 gems for 5,000 Mirian, and that you can only buy them, they do limit you to buying them 3 times each per day. I almost never find myself in that case, but it does limit people from buying way too much excessively too fast. But I don't seem that to be a really big issue. But the 5,000 Mirian for 300 gems breaks down to 16 Mirian per gem, or 16 and 2/3 basically, which 300 gems is roughly about $3 to $4 in if you bind the gems, not the what's it called, the 30-day monthly gem pack for $10. But if you're just buying gems regularly, it costs about $3 to $4 for that 5,000 Mirian. And then the 30,000 bag of Mirian for 1,500 gems breaks down to about 20 Mirian per gem. That's roughly, the 1,500 gems cost about $15 if you're buying gems. And then the chest of Mirian at 65,000 Mirian, you get for 3,000 gems, breaks down to 21 and 2/3. So to be honest with you, and that equals about $28 in how much if you're buying gems just from the store itself. So the real breakdown between the two, I mean, there's a little bit more of a benefit when you go to the 30,000 compared to the 5,000 to the Mirian to gem ratio. But going from the 30,000 to the 65,000 really isn't that much of a difference in the ratio. I mean, you do get 5,000 more, but in the whole scheme of things, it's really not that big of a. It's like an extra 1 and 2/3 Mirian, per gem. So again, the ratio is really not that big of a gap. So the benefits, unfortunately, are not there. So spend as you wish. I prefer to get the 5,000 for 300 on a pretty regular basis, but that's just the way I like to spend my gems. So I had to make sure that I included this in this video. VIP. For VIP, and here we have the Mirian multiplier. Now this is for players that do purchase things in game with real money. So this is the one thing that for free-to-play players that isn't exactly specific to you, although VIP status or VIP the currency of VIP that you can obtain daily, you can eventually get the Mirian multiplier eventually for free to play. That is possible, but it will take a little bit of time because the first one is at VIP level 3, and that is going to be 2,700 VIP tokens, and then of course 6. At VIP 6, there's another one for 45, VIP 9 for 60,000, VIP 12 for 75,000, and VIP 15 for 100,000. So, and that's just to unlock those, not including to unlock all the things it takes to get to those ranks, so it does take a little bit. I am only VIP 2, and it's going to be a little while until I even get to VIP 3 to get the first Mirian multiplier, but from what I understand, and from what I've seen from people saying, it's a 10% increase of gems and Mirian, which is very nice. So you do get a bonus to your gems as well. Also, I did see that on that Erickson had a live stream when he actually had this 10% boost, even when he bought gems in the store, you get a 10% boost, which I thought was interesting. It's even on that as well, so it's not just on everything else, not including buying them. So it includes everything. I was quite impressed. So yeah, I'm excited to get to that point in VIP 3, but I do not know, unfortunately, the percentages of the other ones above that. But these are all the different things. Pretty much here I'm at the end of that you can use for the obtaining Mirian in the game. I do want to jump in real quick to to show off what things are going on in game right now. We do have a bunch of bundles available. Literal bundle for $9.99. Golem flash sale today for $49.99. The Bright Lord bundle is back for $19.99, and then the Blade of Galadriel for $19.99. And then, of course, everything else is exactly the same. So, a bunch of different bundles available. We do have a Palantir pull right now for Gimli, but that's going to be changing up here very shortly. It's going to be changing to Galadriel, which is going to be quite exciting, being that since I've already tried for Gimli, I think I'm going to wait for Galadriel. So we'll see. She shows up here in the store. And of course, I did my Palantir pull, and it was a bust. But besides from that, one other thing I do want to show is I did just recently get the permission. I did talk to the leader of the non-toxic gamer group that I am in. And he gave me permission to open up a non-toxic fellowship here in the game. And I do ask that if you're over player level 10 and power of 7,000, right now it's just the very beginning. I'll probably raise that up very shortly because I'll have a bunch of people that join. But we are open, so you can search non-toxic. We are on the Gondor server. So Gondor server. So if you are interested in joining up with non-toxic here in the SOW community, please join up. But that's pretty much going to be everything for today, and I will talk to you guys all again very soon.